In any system, variability is an important concept. It refers to the differences that can occur in processes. Two key components play a crucial role: the buffer and processing. First, let's talk about the buffer. Imagine it as a waiting area where items pause before moving on to the next step. This space is essential because it helps manage the flow of items when there's variability, like unexpected delays or changes. The buffer can absorb some of that impact. It ensures that items don't get stuck or cause bottlenecks in the system. Next is processing. This is where the real work takes place. In this stage, items are transformed or completed. However, variability can also affect processing. For instance, if there are delays or issues during this stage, it can slow down the entire system. Together, the buffer and processing create a flow. Items wait in the buffer before they are processed. For inputs, there are a few sources of variability. 1. Unpredicted events. Sometimes, unexpected events occur. These can disrupt normal operations and lead to variability. 2. Volume swings. Demand for products can change suddenly. This fluctuation can create challenges in meeting customer needs. 3. Random arrivals. Customers or materials may arrive at random times. This randomness is often the norm, not the exception. 4. Incoming quality. The quality of materials can vary. Poor quality inputs can affect the final product. 5. Product mix. Different products may require different processes. This diversity can add complexity to operations. Variability is especially relevant in service settings. Here are a few examples. Emergency rooms. Patient arrivals can be unpredictable. This requires flexible staffing and resources. Airline check-in. Passengers arrive at different times. Efficient systems must handle this variability. Call centers. Call volumes can fluctuate. This impacts how many agents are needed at any time. Checkout at cashiers. Customer flow can vary throughout the day. This affects wait times and service efficiency. For tasks, we have inherent variation. This refers to the natural fluctuations that occur in any process. It's important to recognize that some level of variability is expected and often unavoidable. Next, we consider the lack of standard operating procedures, SOPs. When clear guidelines are missing, processes can become inconsistent. This inconsistency leads to increased variability, making it harder to predict outcomes. Finally, we look at the quality of rework. When tasks need to be redone, they can introduce additional variability. The quality of this rework may differ from the original, further complicating the process. Variability also impacts various resources in service operations. Breakdowns and maintenance. Equipment failures can disrupt processes. Operator absence. When staff are unavailable, it affects service delivery. Setup times. Changing from one task to another can take time, adding to delays. In a bustling call center, the flow of incoming calls is vital for success. Each time a customer dials in, they hope to connect with a sales representative who can assist them. However, not every call gets answered immediately. Some customers find themselves on hold, waiting for help, while others may hang up in frustration. When the lines are busy, blocked calls occur. This means that customers cannot get through at all. On the other hand, if a customer waits too long, they might abandon the call altogether, feeling that their time is not valued. The impact of these delays goes beyond just customer frustration. It has significant financial consequences for the call center. When calls are blocked or abandoned, the center experiences lost throughput. This term refers to the number of calls that cannot be processed, which ultimately affects the overall flow of business. Additionally, there are costs associated with holding customers on the line. Each minute spent waiting can lead to a feeling of dissatisfaction, resulting in lost goodwill. Customers may feel neglected and lose trust in the service, which can be hard to regain. The most concerning aspect is the revenue implications. When customers abandon their calls, the center loses potential sales. This not only affects immediate revenue but can also harm long-term relationships with customers. In essence, effectively managing waiting times and congestion is crucial. It ensures that customers feel valued and helps maximize revenue for the call center. By addressing these issues, The center can create a more positive experience for both customers and staff. At peak times, a staggering 80% of these calls are blocked, leaving customers frustrated and unable to connect. For those who do manage to get through, the experience isn't much better. On average, they find themselves waiting on hold for about 10 minutes. This lengthy wait can lead to dissatisfaction and a sense of being undervalued. The financial impact of these issues is staggering. On average, the extra time spent waiting can cost the call center around $25,000 each day. LL Bean, a well-known retail company, faced significant challenges in its call center operations. The company recognized that long wait times and call congestion were affecting customer satisfaction and overall profitability. There are 3 key findings. 1. High abandonment rates. The study revealed that many customers were abandoning their calls due to long wait times. This not only frustrated customers but also resulted in lost sales opportunities. 2. Inefficient call routing. Calls were not being routed effectively to the right sales representatives. This led to longer handling times and increased customer frustration. 3. Underutilized resources. The analysis showed that some representatives were underutilized while others were overwhelmed. This imbalance contributed to delays and inefficiencies. After identifying the challenges in their call center, LL Bean took decisive action to enhance their operations. The first step was to improve the call routing system. They recognized that many customers were not reaching the right sales representatives, which led to longer wait times and increased frustration. By implementing a more efficient routing system, customers were directed to the most suitable representative based on their specific needs. This change aimed to streamline the process and reduce delays. Next, LL Bean invested in training for their sales representatives. They understood that well-trained staff could handle calls more effectively and resolve customer issues more quickly. The training focused on improving communication skills and product knowledge, empowering representatives to provide better service. Additionally, the company established a system for monitoring call times and gathering customer feedback. This allowed them to track performance and identify areas for further improvement. By regularly reviewing this data, LL Bean could make informed adjustments to their processes, ensuring that they continued to meet customer expectations. The changes had a significant impact on the company's operations. 1. Increased profits. As a result of the improvements, LL Bean increased its profits by $9 million. This demonstrated the financial benefits of addressing call center inefficiencies. 2. Enhanced customer satisfaction. Customers experienced shorter wait times and better service. This led to higher satisfaction levels and increased loyalty. 3. Long-term benefits. The improvements not only boosted immediate profits, but also established a foundation for long-term success. Satisfied customers are more likely to return and recommend the company to others. In our exploration of the waiting time formula, we uncover important insights about how long customers wait in various systems, such as queues. Imagine a busy cafe. Customers arrive, place their orders, and wait for their drinks. The flow rate in this scenario is crucial. It represents how quickly items, or in this case, customers, enter and leave the cafe. We can break this down into 2 parts. Inflow, which is the number of customers coming in, and outflow, which is how many are served and then leave with their orders. Now, let's consider the average flow time, denoted as T. This is the total time a customer spends in a cafe. It includes 2 key components: the time spent waiting in line, known as TQ, and the service time, represented by P, which is how long it takes to prepare their drinks. Utilization is another important concept. It measures how effectively the cafe is using its resources. If the cafe is at 100% utilization, it means every bit of capacity is being used. However, if it exceeds this, customers may experience longer wait times. The waiting time formula helps us quantify these experiences. Here, the service time is the average time taken to serve each customer. The utilization factor shows how well the cafe is operating, while the variability factor, CV, accounts for unpredictable service times. To visualize this, imagine a graph that illustrates how average flow time changes with increasing variability. As variability rises, so does the average flow time. This means that customers may wait longer when service times are inconsistent. Analyzing flow rates, service times, and utilization allows us to create a more efficient and pleasant environment for everyone. Another key concept is flow rate, which refers to how quickly items move through a system per unit time. This rate is calculated by comparing the flow rate to the system's capacity. It's important to ensure that the flow rate is less than the capacity, as this condition allows the waiting time formula to function correctly. In inventory management, we focus on specific formulas to help us understand and manage stock levels. Inventory in queue, IQ, refers to the inventory that is waiting to be processed or in queue. Inventory in process, IP, indicates the inventory that is currently being worked on or processed. The resulting inventory, I, is the total inventory in the system. Note that this is Little's Law in action. If you enjoyed this content, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you.